So here we have a 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. Comes in satin steel metallic, and then we have jet black with jet black accented perforated leather interior. And the powertrain consists of a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 engine, made into a 10-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, pretty similar to the other CT5s. LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights. It just has a bit of a sportier front end, as you can see, the mesh grille, and then just having that front splitter lip there. But what I love about these is they really don't look, the Blackwings don't stick out like the other CT5s. They're just kind of under the radar there. 19-inch alloy wheels. And that's what makes these so much fun to drive, because they're luxurious. They just have a crazy powertrain in them. But AKG sound system, power door lock controls, memory seat functions, one-touch automatic up and down windows, all 4 doors, power folding side mirrors with blind spot monitors, and then trunk releases there, electronic parking brake, heads-up display controls. Then we do get a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. There's the power driver's seat. We have 4-way power lumbar support, massage, and then we also have thigh support there. But a big shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. I'm also just glad this one's broken in, so I don't have to worry about babying it. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Go ahead and hop in here. So I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, my driving position being 6'3", longer legs, and not terrible legroom back here. Just like any other CT5, the big thing is the headroom where the roof slants back, but rear AC vents are there, 12-volt USB-C port. Middle seat folds down, bottle holders are there. And that's a look at the roof with the sunshade. But we'll open that up and take a look here momentarily. But don't want to spend too much time on this part. We want to get to the driving part, I'm sure. There's a look at the back end and just the menacing exhaust. But there's the cargo space, pretty good space. I like that we have the side pocket on the right side. And one thing I've always liked about the CT5s in general is they're luxurious, but they're also pretty practical. Of course, the 4-cylinder turbos can get like 30 miles per gallon highway. And then you have this monster Blackwing that gets 23 miles per gallon highway, but 13 city. And that's how you fold your seat down. You can run longer objects from the back to the front. And again, what makes this so cool is it's kind of like the Durango Hellcats, where these were made to be practical vehicles, and then we just put a 6.2 liter supercharged engine in them, and you get the best of both worlds. The same functionality here for the front passenger side as the driver's side. Lockable glove compartment there. And then I have a aftermarket sticker here, so this shows everything that's on this one in particular. Sticker price is $91,240. Let's go ahead and make our way to the engine bay. And there's that handcrafted 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So heated leather wrap steering wheel here. The toggle for the heat is there. There's the horn. Over here to the radio, we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. Navigation screen is there. We can just type in an address or find points of interest. Wi-Fi hotspot. We have a video recorder as well. And then your settings here. You can change your language, so on and so forth. Backup cameras there, guidelines, follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You have that front camera too, curbside views. Down here, dual zone automatic climate controls, 3-stage heated cooled front seats, excuse me. We can hit that button for the 360 camera at any time, and then lane keeping system with lane departures there. Hazards, wireless phone charging pad there. We can go through our drive modes here. What's interesting about the CT5-V Blackwings is you have your drive mode that you can toggle, so sport, track, snow and ice, my mode, and tour. But then you also have your performance traction systems, which kind of deviate from having the stability control, having the traction control, all that stuff. So it's pretty neat how you can set that up. And then automatic brake hold here, traction control toggle there. And then for the shifter, hit the button on the side, pull down for drive, tap for manual, pull up for neutral, hit the button, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park. And then volume controls are here. Actually, hit that button. Volume can be toggled here. You can go through your radio stations and all that there. We can use this knob to go through the actual radio, which is a very, very intuitive setup. I really like how they did this. And then shortcuts for audio, nav, phones, bottle holders. And then here we have an SD card reader, which runs our navigation, USB-C, USB-A port, 12 volt. Decent sized storage here, especially for this kind of sports vehicle. And then I'm gonna pull back the sunshade, and that's all the controls for that there. You can slide, tilt, or open or shut that sunshade there. And then there are the lights there, and we have the security system, which we can toggle there. But again, we can tilt, and this is one touch sliding the roof back. So I like that it goes pretty much all the way back there. There's a view of the back seat from up here. Vanity mirror. And then behind the steering wheel on the left side, blinkers. We can toggle the auto high beams on or off. And then when we're in the full, full low beams on, we can toggle the high beams there and then flash there. And then we do get the rain sense wipers. So one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust the auto sensitivity there. And then we can pull up here for the front wiper fluid. And then over here, cruise control, we can toggle that. We do get standard adaptive, and then we can adjust the gap for that here. And then mute button, voice recognition, track list or radio station presets we can toggle here, and then volume here. And the scroll bar and these arrows can be used to go through the gauge cluster. So of course, with this being a V, there are a lot of different options on what you can look at, which is just crazy to me. And then we can go through our settings, and you can change our units here, tire pressure monitors, and all that can be fooled with there. Hit this V button, you can set up your V mode. You can edit that down there. And then again, the performance traction control system. Then heads up display right there. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But now for the fun part. Let's go ahead and take this 2022 Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the CT5-V Blackwing, very, very quick. I can tell that already. Very fast. But what's great about these cars is even though the suspension is a bit stiffer, it still rides very well. I have the car in track mode. I have the performance traction system off just because that's what you want to use in a kind of closed course environment. I'm not going to use it here on the street. I'm just going to give it a few pulls. So I'm not going to give it 100%, but we'll get a little sound. But I mean, I could see myself driving this just on a daily basis with little problems because the car is comfortable and it's just like driving any other sports car. It doesn't ride like a CT6, but it does ride relatively well. And I mean, you do have the massage seat and everything that comes with having a CT5 loaded up. So that's a nice touch on top of everything else performance-wise. And this thing is just so quick. I'm not even giving it, I'm just barely giving it throttle, and it's roaring. It's pulling like crazy. So I just can't imagine giving this thing even halfway throttle what it's gonna feel like. But again, kind of like the Escalade V, I'm very impressed how comfortable this is while still being a very sporty car. So we'll try to open her up here momentarily. Whoa, God dog. Oh my gosh. This thing is absolutely nuts. Wow. Now I had the car in track mode, and I just had to give that a pull. And again, that's why you want to have traction control with these supercharged V8s. There was like a line of traffic coming, and I just wanted to nail it one good time. Oh my gosh. And the sound is just incredible. Incredible. But with the traction control system, it's so good. Like, the rear end started giving out, the traction control system was right there, and I was able to get that full-on throttle. I mean, it's just, that's incredible. That really is. I'll try to give it another pull coming out of this next corner, but I'm so glad I was able to get that one in, because wow. Phenomenal. And I mean, the twin turbo V6 that's offered in the CT5-V, and then you also have like a premium luxury you can get that powertrain with too. That feels so great, but it's nothing compared to what I just experienced there. And with the sound from the exhaust, sounded like a freaking Z06, and that's what this is. Freaking Cadillac Z06. I mean, my gosh, that was incredible. I'm gonna dial it back into the sport mode. I don't want to put it in the tour just because I want to give it another pull here. I mean, that's just, that had to been like 40% foot down. It's just an incredible machine. And I could never have one of these because there are several reasons. First of all, it's a lot of money, but second of all, it's just, this thing is dangerous in the sense that you want to freaking floor it in this. And it's, I've driven a lot of cars, a lot of supercharged cars, and this is by far the best one, I think. I think this tops the CTS-V by a lot, even the Durango Hellcat, just because it's a four-door car. I'm at a loss for words right now. It's just that incredible. Now, in terms of the price point, I mean, obviously I'm a little biased after this driving experience, but I think it's worth every penny. This one is only, I think, 85 to 90 grand right now. And again, 2,700 miles here, so just broken in. And I've looked at the stats here. This was not, it doesn't seem like this was driven that harshly. And of course, you know, with modern technology, these vehicles don't let you give them full power output until you hit a certain amount of miles. But I mean, condition wise, inside and out is immaculate. So I'm assuming the powertrain is in pretty great shape as well. But I'm actually just very impressed with how much better this CT5-V Blackwing is compared to the outgoing CTS-V. And I think Cadillac kind of listened to the audience there. The CTS-V was fast, but it was just not, it was fun, but it was just, it wasn't like this. This is just a monster. That's what this thing feels like. And that's what we want out of a luxury car. We want something that rides well, and in a V series particularly, something that's just extremely quick. And you get the best, the absolute best of both worlds with this car. But another huge shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro. They just get the coolest stuff in, and I'm so glad I was able to review this. It's been an absolute treat. Still kind of shaking from that pull earlier. That was just incredible. And I've driven the Tesla Plaids, all of that. There's just nothing like that feeling I got there. And this really is, like I said earlier, the Z06 form. I should say the Z06 reincarnated in this CT5V. There's just nothing like this other than that. I'm gonna give it one more pull here. And I mean, you can't even give it full throttle. It's just that powerful. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing.